Hello, this is William Bowman, and I'm doing this video for Amber over at Classic Cuts Tree Trimming and Removal. I just wanted to quickly show you guys what I found on your website. Don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm going to show you what to change in order to get better results digitally. And in order to do that, I want to explain some things so that you're going to have an understanding of how to implement the changes yourself and be able to tell when those changes are actually working. Because, results is actually what we're after here, right? So I'll be covering the volume of clients looking for your specific services in your area, what your top online competitor is doing to win that volume currently, and things you can change this exact moment on your site to start winning those clients in the future. So starting out, I took a look at your site. I like the way it's put together. I like that it's made on Google Sites. You have maps, you have contact forms, you have the whole nine, right? The only thing that I would mention is to put in more content. Typically, you want anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 words of content on any page that you're trying to rank. And the reason for that is because it allows you to put in more keywords, right? You want to be able to fit in more keywords. That way Google can rank you for different types of searches. And what do I mean by keywords? Well, keywords are simply just what somebody would throw into Google in order to find your services. So I'm going to show you here the results for what happens when I throw in tree service Arlington. And the first thing that you're going to see is paid ads. These can work for ramping up business when you start out. They can be kind of expensive. I always recommend to use these while ranking up your site, but to try and stop using them as quickly as possible. You will get some leads from here. A lot of people though will just skip past here, and it really depends on who they click, right? They have so many options here. So when you come down, the next area, this is Google Maps. So the Google Map Pack, this is a good place to be. If you aren't set up with the Google Map Pack, which considering you have a Google site, I would imagine you are, but you want to go ahead and set that up if you aren't. That gives you an area to put a link to your site, have your reviews here on Google, which, customers know that they're going to get an honest look of your company whenever they see a Google review, right? Because they know that Google doesn't allow you to just take off the bad ones and leave the good ones. They know that they're going to get a holistic, honest view of everything that you've done, of people that have decided to leave reviews for you. So this is a great place to be, and it does attract volume for a lot of my clients. The next area is the organic search, and this by far is what brings most of my clients all of their customers. So this is solely based off of the search words and how well your site ranks for the Google algorithm. So one thing that I want to note, the first couple, Lawn Starter, BBB, Home Advisor, Yelp, Angie, people have already thrown in this keyword and they're already seeing a list. A lot of people don't want to see another list through Angie or Yelp. Some of them do, some of them don't. A lot of them will go straight to the very first company. It's actually surprising that for an area like as Arlington, Arlington has a good population. It's surprising to see these companies like Home Advisor and Lawn Starter and Yelp up top, because that typically means that a local company isn't doing enough to outrank them, because they're pretty easy to outrank. So somebody should be right here at top. But let's take a look at the first competitor and let's see what kind of volume they're getting and what their site kind of looks like. And then I'll look under the hood for that one and compare it to yours. So if we're popping over here, we're going to see, yeah, they have some content, probably about 400 or 500 words. They have a bunch of, they have all the areas that they serve and everything. This can be good. This can be bad. It just, Google doesn't really like lists of locations like this. So they prefer more organically placed throughout. So I would recommend to them to maybe do location pages instead, but we're not going to get too much into that. I'd rather show you underneath the hood, because they're getting about 380 people visiting their site on a monthly basis. That is good traffic, and we want to reroute some of that traffic to you instead. So let's see what they're doing right. That way, maybe we can, we can see how to implement that in your site so that you can do it right as well. So when we're looking here, we're seeing a UR of 9, DR of 17. Both of these figures are very, very important for your positioning on the Google search. So UR is your URL rating. It's a 0 to 100. The higher, the better. For their position being, the top organic search company for this search, that's actually a pretty low UR rating. It's kind of like the trustability of the site. And usually for a city like Arlington, an area like Arlington, I would usually see this at like a 15 to 20. So that's pretty easy to beat. But then you have the DR of 17. This is the domain rating. This is also from 0 to 100, and also the higher the better. This DR is actually a pretty good DR for, the Arlington area. I would shoot for maybe 20 to 25 instead. But the way to raise these is the important part. How do you get these bigger? The way you get them bigger is by quality backlinks. And I emphasize quality over quantity. I've seen 15, 20 good quality backlinks beat 1,000 poorly made backlinks. But what is a backlink? So a backlink is simply just, let's imagine that I'm writing a blog and I'm saying, hey, Classic Cuts Tree Trimming, they're the best in the area, go use them. And then I put a link to your site. That is an example of a backlink. So it looks like they have 5 different websites, sending them a total of 20 backlinks. But let's look at what are they ranking for? These numbers with these backlinks and everything, to get them this traffic, what kind of words are they using as their keywords? So when we pop in here, here's what we're going to see. We're going to see the volume, 3,700. We're going to see their position, right? I don't like words like this, arborist near me. The reason being is that's national. So somebody in Chicago could search that, or even tree removal services. Someone in Chicago or Florida, they could search that. And if you don't have a location in that area, then it's not going to bring you business. So I prefer to try and emphasize, things like Tree Service Arlington, Texas. You can service that area. Tree Removal Arlington, Tree Trimming Arlington, Texas. And you start taking all these volumes, and when you start summing them up and you start realizing, wow, that many people are searching for these things every single month, you start realizing that there is a lot of people searching for tree services digitally. So now let's look at kind of where your site sits in comparison. When we pop over, we're seeing a UR13 and a DR92. The reason you're seeing the DR92 is because you did a Google site and you haven't removed the link for the Google site, the .business site and everything like that. There is a way to remove that. It kind of throws off the algorithm because it's kind of saying that you're Google ranked, like you're as powerful as Google, which that's not necessarily how Google's going to rank you. So that can actually be a deceiving number there. But the UR13, that's really good. You guys are building that up. I would focus, if you guys don't already have backlinks, I'm showing no data, I would start working on this backlink profile, start making some, because it looks like right now the site is getting about 0 people every single month coming to the site, and you're not ranking for any keywords. So I would focus on getting that content created so that you can get some keywords in there and start, tapping into the volume, and then start creating some backlinks, some quality backlinks. If you don't already have this Google Map Pack, definitely go and do your GMB, Google My Business, and get that set up. But otherwise, if you implement, the content, the Google Map Pack, get some of those backlinks started, you should be able to start moving, some more traffic to your site. So I hope that this information was valuable. I would love to hear some feedback on what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.